Kentucky. I'm your host and moderator, Sherelle Roberts, and we're here with the Let's Talk team. It's Susan Mills, Kim Dixon, and Lisa High.
All right.
Hey, y'all.
Ladies. Hello, ladies.
Happy Monday. It is Monday, right?
Yes,
It sure is.
Yeah.
Listen, I need to look at my calendar every time.
Last week threw me off.
Yes,
was
with that
like
with the holiday in there.
Yes.
That was
Weird.
a little bit confusing, but
Yeah.
we're back.
Yes, we are.
What'd y'all do this weekend?
I had a huge honey-do list.
Oh, Cameron.
I know. Well, we got a lot of stuff accomplished this weekend, but we had fun the entire time we were doing it. We just cranked some music and cleaned out the garage. You know,
Good
it
times.
was fun.
Oh, mercy. I don't. But see, it's cute. You guys find a way to have
Oh yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah.
So that's
Always.
really adorable.
Always.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, it is time for Talk of the Town. Today's Talk of the Town is really interesting. We've got a little historical stuff happening. So have you ever heard of names like Cadentown, New Zion, Maddoxtown, or Bracktown? These are names of some of the hamlets around central Kentucky. These were some of the only places that black people were allowed to live or buy property following the abolition of slavery in Kentucky and the United States. So there are only a few of these left around central Kentucky that haven't been erased or built over. So the city of Lexington and community leaders in Lexington are now joining forces to preserve some of the landmarks that are left in Lexington, Fayette County, and folks can help. The group is raising money for the effort. Their goal is $500,000. So far, $130,000 has been raised. That's $105,000 from the city, and then $25,000 from Columbia Gas of Central Kentucky.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, really, really cool. This is such an interesting initiative because before I even came to Lexington, I'd never even heard of these hamlets or these ideas of people living kind of in rural areas because that was the only place that were allowed to live. Very interesting.
I didn't know about all of the little different hamlets around that. So thanks for bringing that to my
This
attention.
is really
too.
exciting because it's part of Lexington history.
It is.
And it's something for us to celebrate, and I'm so excited to see what they're going to do.
And the Cadentown School is the only one left in Fayette County. That's part of this initiative, too, that they're trying to save. So, and there's a little cemetery right behind it, too, which is really cool.
That's the one-room schoolhouse.
Yes,
Is
yes.
it? Okay,
Yes,
that's cool.
Yeah, and it's interesting because these hamlets are around. You probably just didn't realize it. So Cadentown is right by Hamburg.
Yep.
So if you're like by the Buffalo Wild Wings, you're in Cadentown. It's like right there. So really, really interesting. If you want to donate, you can email the Lexington Hamlets Project at gmail.com. So very, very cool. And we'll be talking more about this later in the week.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, stay with us. Coming up after the break, it's a countdown convo that will have you debating with your friends and family for the rest of the day.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
With the Sonic 2 for $7 deal, you get to choose from a Sonic cheeseburger, chicken sandwich, and 6-piece Mott Sticks. If that doesn't sound appealing, you might need to turn up your TV. Sonic 2 for $7 deal.
Want a flatter, tighter tummy? Then check out new Ab EX from Sono Bello.
Doctor, after my pregnancies, my body just never bounced back. I had this stomach overhang that made me really self-conscious.
It's not your fault. That stubborn fat and excess skin is very difficult to get rid of with diet and exercise alone.
That's exactly why I went to Sono Bello. I really trust their team of experts, and I finally got the flat stomach I had always wanted.
Introducing Ab EX from Sono Bello. Remove fat and lose excess skin permanently in just one visit.
Ab EX is a great alternative to a tummy tuck because that overhang you mentioned becomes flat and tight fast with minimal downtime.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation now to learn more about Ab EX by Sono Bello. Call 1-888-507-8988 or go to sonobello.com.
At Window World, we offer a wide variety of windows to fit any style.
We offer entry doors, patio doors, and siding.
We are America's exterior remodeler and ready to transform your house into your dream home with our full line of products.
Our products have proudly earned the Good Housekeeping seal.
Superior products professionally installed at a guaranteed low price.
Call to schedule your free in-home estimate today. Not only do we stand behind our windows, we stand on them.
Join ABC 36 for the 10th annual I Know Expo, September 23rd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Lexington Senior Center. To become a sponsor or for more information on how you can participate, please visit iknowexpo.org. Save the date and we'll see you there.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. It is time for the Countdown Conversation. This is the part of the show where we talk about as many topics as we can in 6 minutes. Y'all ready?
Ready.
We got this. We can do this.
All right, first up, kind of a serious one, toy guns. Do you allow your kids to play with toy guns? Should kids be allowed to play with toy guns?
Yes, for me personally with our family, and it's tough though too because the guns are looking more and more realistic and things like that. But yes, we allow the kids to play with the guns, but only in our house. They cannot take them outside for any reason whatsoever. And also we don't allow them to point them at anyone in the house at all. And you know, I mean, because they're toy guns, but yeah, they can still cause injury too. So
no,
absolutely. I think they're, especially for the younger kids, I mean, the lines have become what I feel like so blurred. Like some of the video games that they play. I mean, it's like, okay, if your player gets killed, they come back to life, you know? And so I'm kind of opposed. Like Alex has a couple of like Nerf. Right. Like the little Nerf things. And that's okay, but still he doesn't even like playing with that. I'm against it.
I think it can be okay. Look, I grew up in a rural, I spent the first 7 years of my life in Vermont. My cousins are all still there. It's a rural area. I think Alaska's a rural area too, all those places. I started shooting guns when I was young, probably about 12 or 13 years old. Real guns. Yes. I started shooting real guns, but we all grew up understanding the kind of damage a gun could do because we used them for hunting, some target practice, that kind of thing. So every kid is different, and where you grow up makes a difference too. We didn't have handguns, and handguns, toy handguns look like real ones now. I think that because of that, a gun safety talk with your kids, I think those kinds of things have to happen, even if it's a toy gun. Don't point it at people, that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I grew up with toy guns, but it's a no for me. Having kids, it's a no for me, and particularly because I'm African American. Tamir Rice, an 11-year-old boy, was playing in the park with a toy gun. Police were called on him, and he was killed on the spot. And so for me, it's like, I just don't want to take any chances. So,
Understood.
Yeah, it's a no for me.
Yeah.
All right, so solo, Uber, or ride sharing. So my niece, I just love her so much. And pretty much, she's a great kid, so if she asks me for anything, I'm like, yes. It's always yes, no matter what. And she called me and texted me and said, hey, can you get me an Uber? I want to go with my friend to the movies. And it broke my heart, but I said, no, I cannot do this for you. And it was hard to say no, but I said, I want you to understand that I don't feel safe about this. Call somebody else. This is just a hard no for me. And she goes, okay, I still love you.
Good for her.
But how do you all feel about this? Am I being overprotective?
No, you're not. As an adult, I don't want to do ride-sharing services. It scares me as an adult. I just, look, women grow up, even today, with being told to be polite, be nice, don't cause waves. If someone's getting aggressive with you, I've done that before. No, it's okay, don't worry. Not standing up for ourselves. So that's why it's scary.
I think, you know, this is a tough one, and I'm definitely not comfortable putting my kids in an Uber, period. It's somebody else's car. It's just weird to me. I feel like maybe at the age of 18, I think might be the age where, because they're going off to college, they're learning independence at that point, and quite honestly, if they are out and about, if they're out with friends drinking, something like that, I'd rather them Uber than attempt to drive. For safety reasons, I'd rather them do that, but all in all, I'm just not comfortable with them either.
I'm not either. I feel like I'm much older. Like I am definitely now part of the older generation where it's like, I just don't feel safe. And that is so true. Like unless I'm in New York taking a taxi or town car service or whatever, but here's the thing. I am constantly telling Alex, do not get into a car with someone you don't know. But it's okay to take an Uber?
Yes.
Like, no, I don't see that happening in his foreseeable future. Maybe until he's 18, I don't know.
And I'll be really fast on this. For me, I feel more comfortable or uncomfortable depending on the gender of the driver. And this is like discrimination, but if it's a guy, I'm on high alert the whole time, like looking out the windows, tracing my steps, like they're looking at landmarks. And if it's a woman driver, I've fallen asleep before when it was a woman driver. Probably shouldn't, but anyway. All right, last up, the great butter debate.
Oh my God.
Does butter go in the refrigerator or does butter stay out on the table? People have been fighting about this forever. What say ye?
All right, my mother left the butter out on the kitchen table in the hot summer, and sometimes it'd be half melted and stuff. Sometimes there's like insects that had gotten and I'd say something to Mom, and she'd just take a spoon and scoop it out and put it in the sink. I'm like, no, ew, I can't do it. So I definitely keep my butter in the refrigerator. I can't deal with the butter out. I really can't.
Susan, what about you?
Well, kind of the same thing. My grandma, they kept the butter out, right? They had a little butter dish. They had one formal butter dish, you know, for Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff, and it was crystal. But yeah, the butter was on the table. Growing up, though, the butter was always in the refrigerator. And now sometimes I'll even put butter in the freezer, like when I'm cooking, you know, and I need to grate the butter. So it's always in the fridge. I don't know, for some reason.
Yeah.
Kim?
Okay, butter is a very triggering thing for me. There are so many reasons. Butter, salt, and eggs. It's very upsetting. But on this particular topic, we do both.
Okay.
We have one in the fridge and one out. Because, well, in the cabinet, because the cats will lick the butter otherwise.
Oh, yeah. And the cats did that at our house, too, by the way.
Oh, God.
Butter eaters.
Oh. The debate will never be settled. All right, everybody, stay with us. After the break, an expert on the show. She's going to help us learn a little bit more about leaning into singlehood and solo activities.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
Next ET, Matt Damon and Emily Blunt.
Just the reunion that everyone's waiting for.
The Oppenheimer co-stars on their after-hours party.
So many margaritas.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on ABC 36.
Car wreck? When you get Hughes & Coleman, it can make a big difference. Here's what I mean. Insurance offer, $3,000. Our result, $156,000. Insurance offer, $0. Our result, $385,000. Insurance offer, $300,000. Our result, $1 million. After an accident, if you want to get the money you deserve, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
When you travel, they always say, get a room with a view. And every new Toyota comes with that. Like this RAV4, America's best-selling SUV, has got all kinds of room. And you can't beat this view. This electrified RAV4 hybrid can go an estimated 580 miles without stopping for gas or to recharge. During Toyota's Room with a View event, get 3.99 APR on RAV4 or 4.99 on a RAV4 hybrid, plus 2 years no-cost maintenance. Book your room now. Toyota, let's go places.
Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. With over 2 million phone calls last year alone, more people in more cities across America want more Morgan & Morgan. When you hire Morgan & Morgan, you're also hiring a family business. And after 35 years, we now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you. Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
3 shots were fired at the MetroCorp pool. I don't know if anyone was hit.
That last shot, it could have been aimed at either one of you. One of you two is the target here.
Somebody was hurt.
2 targets, 1 innocent victim. General Hospital on ABC.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. We got the Let's Talk team here, and we are joined at the table by Michelle Wilson. She's the creator of She's So Single. Hey, Michelle.
Hey, hello.
We are so glad to have you here. So I'm really excited. I started following you on social media a couple of weeks ago, and I was just so intrigued by what you do. So Michelle cooks up all of these ideas that you can do by yourself, places you can go, all these activities, so you can lean into your singlehood, or you're married but you don't want to hang out with anybody good. So what inspired you to create She's So Single?
So after about 2 decades with a +1, I found myself unexpectedly unattached for the first time in well over 20 years. And I don't know about you all, I feel like as women sometimes it's easy to lose ourselves in relationships or just in the daily grind of doing dishes and laundry. And so at that point in my journey, I was like, what do I even like to do anymore? So I started doing things and checking off bucket list items, and my girlfriends would say, you did that by yourself? I was like, for sure. And they said I could never do that. And at that point, I started thinking, I think we need to reshape the narrative of what it means to be independent and a single woman in Central Kentucky. And so I developed She's So Single to encourage women to live their best life with or without a +1. And I kind of did the Hunger Games, like I'll volunteer as tribute. I'll go first, I'll figure it out, and then I'll report back on, you know, what not to do or how to go successfully solo.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Cool. So how do you navigate the awkwardness of being single, going out by yourself, going to movies, stuff like that?
Sure, it is scary. And I remember the first couple of times that I would go and sit in a restaurant by myself, and the first time I remember, I'm like, people are looking at me going, bless your heart, she got stood up. One of the best experiences though, several years ago, I did Via Ferrata, which is at the Gorge. It's iron rock climbing, and I did it by myself. And you all, I am terrified of heights, but I did it. And by the time I had my feet planted on the ground, I looked up and I'm like, I can sit anywhere solo. I just scaled this mountain. Yeah. And so it's just doing and getting yourself out there and practicing.
You know, you just mentioned the rock climbing. How cool is that? So what are some solo-friendly activities in Central Kentucky that folks
Lots of great things that I've had the chance to do. I love taking a hot air balloon ride. I was in the bucket with like 6 other people, and we were all friends by the time we finished. I drove a race car, which was super cool. I love, you know, being solo does not mean we're alone. And so I love activities where I can connect with others. Stuarto's olive oil company, Pasta Garage, they have these amazing cooking classes that you go and you take and you make friends. Bites of the Bluegrass, the walking food tour. I've been on all the tours, recommend them. And it's great because you're supporting local restaurants while you do this, but you're also sitting community style, you're making conversation, and you're gonna make friends by the end.
That's really cool. Well, I was a single mom up until about 3 years ago. And I could have used all kinds of advice, like going into single, unexpectedly unattached, like you say. What's the biggest piece of advice that you would give a woman, or I guess a man that's going into singlehood?
And I have found I do have some men who are following along now because they do find themselves in this situation. And so my best advice, one, it's all about mindset. And it's about getting to this point. I'm going to release what I expect my life should look like right now, and I am going to embrace this solo season. I'm going to be vulnerable and go do some new activities that I'm either going to be successful or I'm going to have a story to tell. And I'm also going to make some new girlfriends, which requires some vulnerability. I know, like, grown-up me, you know, I'm not on the playground saying you want to play with me. It's like, hey, you want to have lunch? Do you want to go have coffee?
It's okay if you say no.
But I've made these beautiful, authentic girlfriend relationships at this stage of my life that I'm just so blessed to have.
Oh, Michelle!
Really cool. Love that. That's amazing.
Thank you so much for being here. You got me like all pumped. I'm like, yes. Okay, so if folks want to follow you on Instagram and other places, where can they find you?
Instagram, Facebook, She's So Single, both of those spots. You can always connect with me on direct messenger too.
Yes, thank you so much for being
here.
Absolutely,
thank you.
Everybody, coming up after the break, we're going to tell you what McDonald's is up to. You will not believe it.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. If you have or are eligible for Medicaid, please listen closely. You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare with a 0 or low plan premium. Call now. We can answer your questions and help you enroll over the phone. WellCare provides access to essential benefits that go beyond original Medicare, such as dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage with free home delivery, free over-the-counter healthcare items, free groceries with the Healthy Food Card, free gym membership, and home-delivered meals. Plus, extra benefits like more access to care with free transportation and WellCare's telehealth services, including online doctor visits. WellCare is contracted with Medicare to provide plans that may be perfect for you. Call 1-877-281-9602. Now, that's 1-877-281-9602. WellCare, Medicare done well.
I had experienced some severe trauma.
I had been troubled for over 25 years with treatment-resistant depression.
Through medication management, I felt like I was maintained, fully happy.
They've raised the level of my depression, so it doesn't go as deep.
My sense of humor was back. I was laughing again.
The treatments here have just given me a means to live a joyful existence.
Hey, I'm returning your stuff. Your motor oil, your paint, and all your other trash. You dumped it on the ground and it washed down the storm drain and into my water. Don't let it happen again. Or next time, I won't be so nice.
Stop polluting Kentucky's water by keeping trash off the ground. To find out how you can help, visit our website.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Sherelle Roberts. We got the Let's Talk team, and Michelle is still hanging out with us. We wanted to pick her brain a little bit more because the McDonald's story has to do with relationships.
So Michelle, okay, I had a question for you during the break. Why did you decide to do these activities solo versus with maybe a girlfriend or friends?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So I had and still have this amazing group of girlfriends, but much like me, they're very happily married. They were happily married, you know, when I kind of went through my things. And so they weren't as available as I was. Yeah. And so I would find myself on a Saturday going, well, what am I going to do now? Everybody's booked. So I started just doing things solo because I was not going to sit on the couch.
Good for you. That's awesome.
You raised such a really, really good point. Is whatever our status is, we cluster around those sorts of people. So it's like when you're married, you hang out with married people. When you're single, you hang out with, you know, single people. How have you navigated maybe possibly like not having those same, you know, those same groups because of the fact that you're single and fabulous right now?
Thank you. I think you've brought up a good point, and I do see those two groups kind of being segregated sometimes. One of the ways that girls' night out is like the best option, and being very intentional about sending the invite and realizing that if someone says, you know, I can't make it, that's okay. You just ask again later. And so it's bringing together all of these, you know, diverse opinions and experiences, life experiences, and it just makes for such a full life.
Yeah, you are so empowering. I love it.
It is.
Thank you so much.
It is, because when you enter into this unexpected kind of space right here, not only is it scary, but you also want to be able to surround yourself with people that kind of either have been there and done that, or, you know, can relate with you in some point. You know?
Yeah, and so that's a great point. What I did not expect when I started doing this a couple of years ago is women who would start connecting with me. So they'll send me a direct message and say, hey, do you want to hang out?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. Some of my very best friends now have come from doing She's So Single. They're in the same stage of life. We're all trying to figure out what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's just better to do it together.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So we were asking you during the break. So while you're out there being sassy, single, and, you know, having a good time, minding your own business, do you guys come up to you and figure out what's going on?
Are there guys out there?
There could be, as my daughter is tuning in. Yes, they, yes. So I have definitely been approached a few times on a distillery tour, for example. I went to Bardstown. They have a fabulous distillery there. And so I did the tour, and there happened to be two of us who were single, and we were paired together to do some tasting. And yeah, you chit-chat, make friends.
Okay. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, it was a distillery tour. He had a little liquid courage.
Right.
But you're saying you were paired off.
We were paired. Everybody was perfectly paired together. I wasn't complaining about it.
Right.
Bourbon tasting love connection.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now into the relationship story. So, if you have been at a distillery tasting and you get paired off with somebody and you guys want to be together forever, you could have a McDonald's wedding. So McDonald's is launching a $200 wedding package. In the package, you get 100 chicken nuggets, you get lots of chicken sandwiches, and you get McFlurries, all for $200.
I am in.
Sounds like a deal.
I think it's a great deal. My son is obsessed with McDonald's, so this is perfect for him. He wouldn't be happier with anything else. That would make him happy.
No. This is even too low, even for me. Oh my God, no.
What I don't know, like White Castle, they have the Valentine's Day. So you could fall in love at White Castle, and then you could have your wedding catered by McDonald's.
Yes.
I kid you not, Cameron and I, you got married during COVID, okay? We got Chick-fil-A. Because everyone had their own little boxes.
But
so
that's
it's like,
good.
I do. Congratulations. Here's your Chick-fil-A box.
Okay, but no shade. Here's McDonald's. Here's
I know, exactly.
It's good chicken.
It's really good.
Why?
Listen.
You can spruce it up. But put some flowers on the table.
It's just weird to me. But the fact that Susan had it laid out, fall in love at White Castle.
I got it all set up.
Get married at McDonald's, honey, and spend your whole life in the ER.
Susan has Jack's wedding planned, okay? You work with
My wedding planner right there.
Yes, oh my God.
Just give me a call. I'll plan your wedding, too. You gotta diversify yourself, you know?
Okay, everybody. We're not going to be able to get it back together. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, my God. What is happening?
There's a dipping sauce.
Society is breaking down.
Putting flowers on it.